Look for where we started talking about why houses are so unaffordable. Even what is the average house at now? It's ridiculous. Something like 400,000. I can't even keep up. I wanted to say 250,000 for an average house, but the Homer Simpson style of house is easily $450,000. But it's because these people who are in league with the counterfeiters are able to get that money first through their friends. You might have seen this network of friends who get away with everything. They're in Washington, D.C., they're in Wall Street, they're in Silicon Valley. All right, let's look at a house. It's only 58 minutes into this Zillow stream, but maybe that's a little bit of insight into why houses are what they are. This thing, right away, I don't like it. I mean, I wouldn't turn down a free house like this, but it's a little too jerky with the form of what a house is supposed to be. Okay, we get to see the reflection, or is that some kind of a special glass? Two-way mirror glass. All right, very slow. What is this? Sculpture, very well placed. Five 1,500 square feet. We have our AI assistant here. So this is prompt. The prompt is here to tell us anything interesting about the home, any technical details about what specific furniture or what specific oven or whatever details a carpenter or interior decorator might know. Kiru AI. So clicking the button here. Mezzanine. That's a word you hear that you don't really know what it means. Vaulted ceiling. Clerestory window. We got to see what a mezzanine is. Yeah, I guess that's a mezzanine. Mezzanine up top. Thank you, Kiru. It can hear you as well if you want to talk and ask it questions. So I don't have any questions now, but I wonder why Aspen homes are so expensive. Can't they demolish some mountains and build more houses? Wouldn't more supply bring the prices down? See if we got an answer for that. Close to ski resorts. The industries are tourism, technology, just a luxury getaway. This AI runs locally because that's the only way it can capture your screen. If you're going to www.chatgpt or Gemini, it's not able to grab the screen, so I'm directing it from everything on the screen to look for the picture of the home interior. So it just gives that it's not taking control of anything or looking at. It has no volition of itself. It's just once you click the button, it sends that transcribed audio, and if you want a screenshot taken, takes the screenshot just to give you that bam answer right on the spot without having to do a lot of typing or loading. Is this even big enough? This is not good. We got to get out of Aspen. I cannot express myself in Aspen. Yeah, stunning, beautiful, amazing, okay, $23 million. This is that thing again of the giant ceiling, because the only goal of these people, our so-called elites, is not to protect us from fraud or crazy, ridiculous disintegration. How many different ways is the culture being destroyed? Did nobody except the Bible Belt hillbillies even stand up against the wave of talk show trash and reality show trash that destroyed the culture, or the bad public education? Does one of these people with their powerful billions and trillions of dollars want to live anywhere and be safe, or they just want to all flee to their bunkers in New Zealand? Because I can break down not just their psychology, like their being themselves, their being at their core is that they want a high ceiling, they want a car that looks like a toy, they want to dress up like pajama outfit, even though they're 20s or 40s. They want to have mommy and daddy take care of them, which is security, a cook, a cleaner. And they feel like they're becoming a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old. That's really where they're at. Our rich and powerful these days, I might be the only one to be able to tell them that they're doing that. Their goal is just to totally, I can't deal with it. I can't take it. I don't know. It's too much. Look at how humiliating and stupid it is for the politicians that do try, to do anything of substance. So they just want to, I'm afraid my wife's going to divorce me anyway, and I don't know, just buy a bunch of, farmland, or what are they even doing? I don't want to get into it. You know what they're doing. But you feel like if you had that much power, you'd be like, yeah, let's go. I am the man. This is what we're going to do. I got a plan for you, people. No more of this, no more of that, more of this, more of that. Really, it's about, I was trying to tell this to this kid I know, this guy who's into the politics thing, which nobody can escape, but he's really he's reading a book by George W. Bush, whoever ghost wrote it or whatever. And it's really Carl Schmitt. Carl Schmitt is really good for the times we live in. We have friends and we have enemies. Whoever you are, we can all agree that there are certain enemies of civilization. You might arrive at totally different enemies, or some people's friends might be someone else's enemies. But the purpose of the government is to enable people to flourish, whether that's minimum and just doing the minimum things and not interfering, or whatever your other idea is, or to get the state and prevent it from doing the extra things that your enemies might do. So friends and enemies, just collapse it down. All that stuff going in all those different directions, all those endless ideas, lost in the sauce, endless galaxy brain spaghetti nonsense of politics. You have friends and enemies. Use the state, or ensure the state is not used against you. This is what these people should be doing. Instead of trying to become a 3-year-old, dressing in their pajamas, being a toddler, having their stupid toy plane, their toy car, toy life, sci-fi nonsense they're living in. These people with their stupid high ceilings, at least the doors are not high too. Did I mention bathtubs? You go into these bathrooms too, and the bathrooms are super huge. Like, everything is enabling them to shrink back down, to make everything bigger just so that they can be shrunk back down to a brainless 4-year-old, to become even more mindless than like, I don't want to call the OF women, I don't want to go down to that can of worms, but that is an animalistic side of what it is to be alive as a person. There are the 3 F's. There's food, there's fighting, there's even more, but humans have civilization. And the point of it is not to surpass and beat everyone at some stupid zero-sum game and then become a 4-year-old. You're supposed to keep going. You're supposed to keep making... Anyway, how about making some stuff like this? Using stuff like this, getting better, coming through for your friends, and sticking it to those enemies, making sure those sick, sad enemies don't come after you. You know what I'm talking about? All right. I'm not really having the home experience of going through the home. This vertical angle of the photos is really not working out for me. Not feeling it here. All right, we're only on image number 7. This is like a reconstructed barn, and it's $24 million. I bet we're going to see a lot of... Okay, another shot of this stupid thing. Another 35, 30, whatever images. Maybe there'll be another room. How's that transition there from the island to this table? Does that work? Seems a little bit unplanned, poorly executed. Does this screen look yellow? This is something that in the suburbs or, it's always women that want to redo the kitchen. You can never find them. Just pull up, just go to the $20 million house and see how they do their kitchen, and just try to get those materials, try to replicate this beautiful, minimal, sleek, and just something about these materials. You just want to go reach into the screen and feel these materials, even though it's just wood, even though it's just stone. When you see the way that whatever terrible choices they make in the Midwest or in a home that is 100 times less expensive than this. Beautiful, perfect, beautiful, of course. Let me ask the Kiru. For now, don't look at the Zillow screen, part of the screen. Now look at the other side of the screen. Look at twitch.tv. Where do I see the chat? It says chat on videos because I don't use Twitch. I've only used it a few times. I don't have more than 0 viewers usually, but right there it says chat on videos. Will chat appear in this column if someone wants to chat? Or do I have to look at something else? Okay, I actually found it. Never mind, I actually found it. What do you think about that? Figured it out while I was asking, but it was able to help, and then it's given us a little information. This is what the prompt says. The prompt says to not only, like I said earlier, give me a little information about what it sees on the screen, but reading the address, which is in the URL when you're at Zillow, URL up there, then give me a little tidbit information about the area. Okay, you get the point. So if you're using this for a job interview, stealth mode, taking tests, doing some training, like try to guess the answer, and then your prompt will give you the answer. Also has RAG if you want to load up some documents here, and then reference in the prompt itself to check the RAG for your documents. RAG is retrieval augmented generation, so able to pull information from there. Your microphone, if you don't see your microphone, boing boing, bing bong boom, doing this thing like that on, on the app. Change your microphone here in this tab. Zapier, you can send out things to Zapier, do some zaps. You can, it's too much for me to name. I've been going down the wrong road away from the Zillow stuff that you clicked on the video for. Comment if you just want me to stick to the Zillow stuff. But you can also do CRM if you have Salesforce, if you have HubSpot, if you want to send this type of data information, a ticket, a contact, a company, you want to extract that from the screen, or if you want to extract it from the audio You can extract it from there too. Okay. Let's get through back to the house. You know, the point of looking at Zillow stuff on a live stream is that we can be transported away, kind of like a dream. Do you dream in spaces, like actual architectural spaces? You know how the first day of school, the whole building, the whole like angles of all the walls in the space has a different feel to it versus the middle day versus Monday versus Friday. A little bit of change. But the last day of school, very different. And then especially if you go back from previous grades, go into that. Point is, you can get a little bit of you know what I'm saying? A little bit of experience of being there, of being in these homes. That is amazing tech. This is why even though it triggers this kind of rant about the monetary system, this material is so well done. Stuff is so bad sometimes, it's so bad that you feel like nothing's good. But this is good. Just look at it. Look at how things are actually good. And things can be better and better. Why is this reserved for the people the very few? Why don't we all have nice bathrooms like this? Well, that's also because of the money. They have a huge excess surplus supply of money, but we don't have very much. You know what I mean? What if I do a test message? All right, chat is working. Let's get back to the house. Look how that light is like inside the mirror. Stairs maybe by the mezzanine. Gotta have fur. Gotta have like furry animal fur. Just to remind you where you're at. Colorado mountains. Beautiful ceiling. What does it say about what can you even say about a room like this? And look at all this stuff it has to say. This is nowhere near the top of the line model, top AI model. This is the model made to be fast as possible. I'll give you an instant answer, but it's still very good. The overall design of the room and its natural materials, large window, open layout, modern rustic. I wouldn't have put the words together, modern rustic or contemporary mountain, but the AI is here to give us insights like that. No matter what your whether you're of low birth, you can still get this information. Now everybody is equal, especially when the oligarchs have become 4-year-olds. Style of construction design, comfort, and aesthetic appeal. Just look at it. You just want to, you just want to like, you know what I mean? Looking at this. Can you see this ceiling? Look at that ceiling. Like it's almost like just looking at it gives you the feeling like, oh, I see that wood out there. That's the perfect wood to put here. And then putting every piece of wood in position. Like, yes, nailed it with this choice of wood. And it's, maybe I'm not making any sense right now, but with such perfect execution, just looking at it gives you that feeling that you almost had something to do with it, or you agree. Just the combination too, you wouldn't think it would work, that this kind of wood would have a place here with such like very sleek, very polished, very cool. You just want to put your hand on that bed frame and those cabinets and the wall up there too, if you could reach it. You just know you want to run your hand over it and feel the coolness and smooth feeling of that wood. That's not natural, but it's also not stained in a corny way. All right. Enough incoherent talk about wood. You know that it's good. You know the design is good when you can have something ridiculously unnecessary, like a square above the bed, but it works. There's something pleasing about seeing it, even though this room would barely work to have a bed in the middle of it, kind of not even giving you much space in here. But even still, there would be something about lying in this bed or just sitting in this bed and having this to the right and the left of you, where you're able to appreciate it and take it in and feel good about it. But that is skill. Doing something unnecessary and having it contribute. I wonder, maybe I'm alone. Do some people hate overly sleek and stylish things like this? Ceiling style is exposed beam ceiling. Look at the chunkiness of this stone is like, and the chunkiness here just feels like not cheesecake, but a dessert that looks like a cheesecake. Let's ask the AI about some names. What is the name of something that's like a cheesecake but not a cheesecake exactly, that the stone in this bathroom I don't know if it's marble, but what are some kind of treats or snacks that this stone kind of reminds you of? Little squares, or what's the other word? Maybe tiramisu, that is evocative from this stone. Maybe we get an answer on that. All right. Person's voice references stone or material reminiscent of cheesecake. The AI just says, "What are you talking about?" I try to push it to the limit. I try to sometimes I'm surprised. Double vanity mirror. Okay. What is this? Walk-in closet? Maybe the first material or texture that does not belong that I've seen in this house so far is this table leg. Like, this is an example when something outlandish, a little bit odd, a little bit unexpected is brought into the equation. It's probably not going to work, so don't do it. Oh, what does this say about Aspen now? Known for silver, however, it wasn't until 1965 the area gained international recognition as a world-class ski resort opening of Aspen Mountain. So there is a specific mountain. 4 ski resorts, 3 others. Have you ever snowboarded in Colorado? Or snowboarded, period? You have to be careful with sculptures and pieces of art in a home like this. I'm really feeling like the people who furnish the place are not at the same level of design of people who chose the wood and the stone and the glass and the tile. ridiculous. Everything here, like the piece of art, you could almost overlook, but everything here is more hideous. Everything is competing to be as hideous as possible. And maybe it was the $24 million. A person with $24 million chose that. And we can scoff at them no matter how much money we have. We know the truth about them, that they would choose that. I wonder if fire comes through here. Wonder if this is a natural gas type of fire. Maybe I got a like. What did I get on the social? Nobody liked it. Nobody saw it. It's not very busy, you know. It'll pick up though, especially when they start banning social media without ID. Okay. Let's get back to it. Let's get to it. Let's get through it. I'm totally lost right now. Okay, get back. Do we have any insights from the AI? Patio features pea gravel, river rock. This stuff here, or maybe back there. A lot of times when I'm staring and nothing's happening, I'm hitting the button and Zillow is just taking its time. Going to the next image. Yeah. And there's the crazy person who has no peace, no quintessence in their soul that caused them to choose these pillows. And let's look up the word quintessence. I think it means being yourself, being what it is exactly. It's like quintessential. Purest, most concentrated essence, or the perfect embodiment. Right. Yeah. So you chose that pillow because you're damned. That's a mark of bad taste, bad design. Design matters. Design is very important. Maybe it was the realtor, real estate company, Aspen Glenwood MLS. that chose this furniture, and a few of the fixtures. They chose this pool table and these birds of paradise. This hurts. Do you feel pain looking at this table? I feel pain. That's better. I feel better. What is above? What is this ceiling? See the ceiling? This doesn't work. Who decided this? Who decided this? Why are we doing this? I don't know what to put here, but it's not a couch. No. Just do nothing. There's so many times. How many times in life do you see somebody and you say, you could have done nothing? How hard is it to do nothing? Nice. So I like it. Not a total museum. You can have fun. Fun family. Fun room. Fun place for the kids. Okay. Back to the hideous competition. It almost works. We're pulling into some weird area, like this is something like France in 19 we've pulled into France in 1971 or something. With this weird, this is a risky moves here with this room. A little bit back on theme. I feel like I would flail my arms and knock these into the wall. Maybe in the morning, you can maybe just forget they are there. What is that up there? Up here? The most narrowest randomly placed skylight. Some walk-in closet. It's not a lot of windows. It feels like a bunker. I don't know where this 5,500 square feet part of the compound we're in. Is this like deep underground? Okay. Elevator for the cars. So I wonder if the car drops down and then you can drive the car. Oh, so this is way back. This is deeper than it looks at first inspection. Waiting for the next image. Nice shots. Not much of a yard. Oh yeah, I just bought a home in California. How much was it? You're telling your like brother or brother-in-law or something. It's just maybe $23 million. Oh, so you're out there in the mountains. Do you have much land? Is it a lot of land for 23? What did you get, a gigantic ranch? No, the yard is just like, this is the yard. This is the only outdoors. Waiting. Next image. Go. What to the next one? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work. That was my first impression. First look from the outside, more straight on view. And looking at it from here too, this no bad design. Doesn't work. Ugly. And black. Why is it black? One last shot. One more. Okay. Let's get out of here. Out of there. No more. Trying to get out. Florida Keys. Let's look at the Florida Keys. Have you ever been to the Florida Keys? So no snow, ocean life, fun life, vacation life. You can get 10 of these houses instead of one of those houses that we just looked at. Out here in the Florida Keys. Well, maybe not here. These are crazy prices again. But let's look at this. I don't have the energy for another 100 rooms. What is this 400? That's a lot. 900? 2 bed, 2 bath, place to dock your boat. So not even $1 million. So you could have 25 of these. No, what was that last one? 23.9. You could have 23 of these instead. I don't think I can take the slowness of Zillow. at this hour. I'm just waiting for a photo to load. Built in 1982. This is the AI. The AI is much faster. Maybe you can tell us about these images. All right. So it says we're in Sugarloaf Key. Crystal clear water. Named after a rock in the shape of a sugar loaf. Good fishing, good sports, history, human habitation dating back early 19th century. I don't know about a dock. I'd rather have a beach. I'd rather obliterate this dock and bring in a lot of sand, maybe. Can I do that? Oh, no. This is some kind of something. What do you call it? What is this channel of water? What do you call that water? It's not ocean water itself. It's something that people dug in to give you access to your boat. What do you call that? Technical term is a tributary or a tidal creek or estuarine creek. Never would have guessed. So if you're a real estate agent and you don't know anything about the real estate terms, you can have the Kiru AI on the fly telling you things like estuarine creek, tributary water, how about canal? Why not just call it a canal? How about just a canal, like the Panama Canal? Would you not call this thing a canal? All right. Canal or an inlet. They call it an inlet. Man-made waterway. Plenty of answers on that. Let's not belabor it. You know? Just show us the house. Do you like when I zip through, go through more of the house? Or you like the digressions more? I'm clicking to go to the next image. I wonder if any dolphins get up in this tributary or the canal. I bet you got gators. up in there. You just want to talk like a southerner just looking at something like this. Okay, enough. We get it. Have these at the end. You Zillow people, you could just put these at the end. You think they can hear me? One more click. We're gonna be in. They're gonna show the inside of the house. It's getting too late. I need my sunglasses. It's too late. It's too much bright light. I need my sunglasses. It's not because I'm a big shot. I have a feeling there's not going to be any images inside this home. Okay. Keep it cool. We're just going to go to the next image. We're just going to look at 35 more images of the outside of this stupid house. Was Zillow the company that was buying homes? They had a computer buying homes for them and it bought too many homes. So I guess now they can't buy more servers. One more time. Are these cinder blocks? Okay, we're in. I'm in. Not good already, as you can see, as I was thinking. How women, because it's always women for some reason, never like a kitchen and want the, God bless them, latest and greatest kitchen. But they don't look at the $20 million homes in Aspen and just copy them. Don't even trust your own instincts with this beefy looking, super woodsy looking cabinetry. Why are these different color? You got your support beam in the worst position. Built in 1983. Crazy choices here. Why is this lower? Okay. This kitchen looks crazy. Why is there a support beam right there in the middle? And why is the ceiling in that state? What happened here? I don't know what kind of answer I expect. Room has a load-bearing column. It sure does. It's really jarring to go from that last house to this thing. the amount of different materials and textures they used and the chances they took that paid off in the last home. And look at these crazy materials. Look at this affront to life and everything good itself that they're working with here with that tile. The color of the wood, the staining of this wood, different from this wood, different from this wood, but in a way that is the worst possible thing to chime in with. What is this cabinet? Do you ever see something like that in a dining room area? It's good. Although I would want a place to get direct sunlight that was not in my yard itself. If you had this, if you were in Florida. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask another impossible question of the AI. What is it with the staining of wood? There's a certain very medium, very woodsy staining that makes the wood very brown and like extra wood color, but not the actual color of wood. That is this bright middle brown wood. Am I the only one who hates this and criticizes this? And can you give me the good kind of critique for wood like this? Could you reach into something more articulate, a more articulate way for why this medium brown bright wood, which you also see a lot in kitchen cabinets, but which they have here in the ceiling, is so egregious and wrong, and could have been dark, could have been lighter, could have been more muted, could have even been another color, but it has to be this. A lot of times when you see wood that is very brown, it's almost orange, is very loud. So maybe I'll get an answer from something like that. This prompt is a little too intent on just answering the question in the prompt. So, yes, this is a question. I am asking a question about the criticism of the wood. So disregard the other parts of the prompt about the room itself. Just focus on what I'm asking about the wood. So it doesn't really know what to add. It's before. I would have to do a whole different prompt for the kind of category of criticizing wood stain that I'm talking about, and I'd have to give it a different kind of identity. Yeah. In the kitchen. Ask for a more articulate way to critique it. But that's a pretty good way. I mean, it's pretty good just to bounce the words back to you. Have you ever had someone just repeat what you just said back, maybe even in different words, but in a way like, I get it. I get what you're saying. Let me put it into a better model. Oh, let's go to maybe Grok is awake. I have a question about wood staining in the realm of poor design choices. Please help. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, X doesn't work. Grok doesn't work. Stupid. Gemini 3.1 is now the best, and you can get almost endless access to it from anti-gravity. You know, anti-gravity. There was Cursor, there was Claude Code, the latest VS Code with an AI inside of it is anti-gravity, and you seem to get unlimited access to their Gemini 3.1 model, which is the best model in the world. So the things that can do is things we're just figuring out now. The uncanny valley of interior design. Okay. I get uncanny valley. That might be a good phrase I'm looking for when I look at wood. That is like more wood than wood with that stain. Is a recognizable grievance. What you are seeing is the result of using cheap materials and force them to look expensive. Is that what they're going for? The vocabulary to express that. So this is not Grok. This is, of course, GROQ, which is what Kiru uses. GROQ. Grok model. But this is like Google used, you know. How do I even express how much bigger and better this model is? But for most cases, it's pretty good. For most cases, it's giving us everything about the room and all of the inside baseball descriptions. But hyperpigmented muddy, okay, I'm going to use that. Homogenized builder grain brown, real wood has a massive variety of undertones. The stain you hate destroys all that natural variation, yeah. Manufactured rustic, like stuff you'd see. It's the kind of wood, you know, where you see it most. This kind of wood, you see it in like the dirtiest trailer park. If you go inside a trailer park, have you ever watched the Trailer Park Boys? It's this kind of wood. Polyurethane plastic wrapped, extra wood color. Why do they do this? Design crime. It's cost. They're using cheap stuff. You say I could do this. Has this stream hit a new low seeing me argue with the AI about wood? You say it is because of why? Because of cost, but they could stain it dark or light, right? It's really thinking about the answer. Oh, so they're doing that to conceal flaws. You know, there's something deeply offensive about it. I wouldn't have guessed that. They're doing that to conceal flaws in the wood. Or maybe they just have bad taste. Different stain here. Doesn't work. You could paint this black. You could forget about the fact it's wood. It would be better. Paint it black. Or this very muted turquoise instead. All right. A little better. Now the blood pressure can go down a little better here. Window's not wide enough, but it's okay. Okay, we don't need another shot of this. That's not a good shot. For something so uninteresting, you don't need a shot that is like exactly middle symmetrical. That was the only other shot you needed. Could I be shown to new real estate agents and they can learn how to select Zillow images and put them in the right order and not have the drone shots be the first 10 images and not use 1,000 images of one boring bedroom? Do you also, am I the only one who has a compulsion to improve everything and bothered by things that are not good enough, but somehow invested and interested in things that I have nothing to do with? Random house in Florida. All right, I don't even want to look at this anymore. Disgusting what they did to that ceiling fan. All right, most of the time, again, I clicked the next photo 10 seconds ago. So now we're out on this teeny tiny patio. Nice. I bet you can hear Lots of bugs and birds chirping out there. So that's good. Feeling a little better. The materials and the colors are disgusting, and I spoke too soon. They had to put this ridiculous extra tile in the middle here when they could have kept it all. This one tile. Okay. Shot of that. Why show this? Okay. Hard to tell where we are. Maybe on the mezzanine. But a space that was hard to use to begin with, and then they put this seat, which makes it worse. Okay, what are we doing in this space? They're not going to let you forget about this space. Okay. Wow, this is only 1,000 square feet, it says. That can't be right. 2 bed, 2 bath. Looks bigger than 1,000 square feet. But something crazy, something almost nefarious underneath the choices in this house. Okay, thank God. I can't do Zillow anymore this time of day with the slowness of the images, changing the images. But yeah. I feel like the the chess scores on chess.com are not accurate because everybody is very good. So if I play every day, I can start to push 1,300. But competition is crazy on this website. If your score is like 950, nobody's making rookie mistakes at 1,000. Want to see me go for this? It's called the fish hook. Will he take the bait? Well, if I capture here and then the queen goes there, that might not be so good for me. So I think I'm going to run away. Who am I playing against? Mexico. Yeah, they're not taking the bait. I'm going to have to retreat. Did you know what would have happened if they took with the pawn and then I trade? Queen moves up and then the game is lost. Then I slide up to h1. What is it? What is it? Is it... Things are converging. These people are converging on my king. I'm going to have to get the queen out of here and castle. But this is... This is what I'm learning, that I need to be more fluid and flexible when there is a threat. When I extend myself, I need to turtle up like I'm doing here. And then let them maybe make a mistake, but keep a good formation and see what opportunities I have. Get the the knight up here, maybe. Okay. I don't see the harm in taking there. Retreat. This is bad. If I can get the king over one and get my knight in the position the king is in now, I'll be in better shape. Maybe do a trade. Take the deal. It's bad. Looking for a fork. I'm safe from a fork situation. I knew that was coming. Can I mount any kind of threat? Maybe only to that pawn. Maybe I want to kick this out. And what do I do? Good game, interesting game. So once they take here and I move there, they take here, I take here. I don't have many options here. So if I can escape this way, this is going to have to be my only escape. Oh, that's kind of unusual. Why not bring the queen? I'm not totally humiliated. This is a very different mindset to know that I'm on a stream, on a live stream, being watched. It's a different kind of pressure. I'm really not a live streamer. I do want to be here. Hopefully I could push this pawn. I thought that might happen. Fork Town. It's over. Rematch. One blunder. I blame you, the viewer. Let's try this again. And I'm going to move this pawn a little more slowly this time. I'll take that. I don't mind that. And now it will be raining pawns. Maybe I should have put the queen over here first. But it's fine. It's good. I'm going to castle. I'm going to have a situation over here. He's in a bad situation already. This is critical condition. I am redeemed. I am redeemed. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I don't mind being on the internet so much, though I have lived a life of constant sorrow, and maybe I have bad karma for not because of anything bad I did, but maybe bad choices, like I was saying, whatever bad karma, mofungo. How's the song go? All the mistakes one life can take. And then the viewer, you on the internet, might say the thing that confirms the worst state of the karma of me, the live streamer. But yes, see me on Twitch. The name is Motor City Cobra with all these dashes. I think it might need to have dashes, like that. Not motor, then city, then Cobra. Okay, signing off. Enjoy.